pleasure of interviewing a local artist by the name of Hymn. Yes.
Thanks for having me.
Man, I'm so excited. We've had like a chance to like just catch up and, well, not really catch up, get to know each other.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I kind of already know you. Where are you from? Like, where'd you grow up from?
So I've been in Sacramento area for, I don't know, probably like 15 years now. Moved when I was in middle school. And I just love it here. We've had the opportunity to move a couple times, and I've said no, I like it here. So I just like the scene, I like the people, I like where I'm at. So this is where we want to grow our family. Yeah.
How long have you been doing music now?
Ooh, I started in high school. I started doing music just as a school project. I was in a multimedia class where we did films, and we ran out of ideas, so we decided to make a music video. So we jokingly made a music video. People were like, "Who's that on that verse?" And I was like, "Oh, that was me." They're like, "Oh, you can actually rap." And I was like, "I can." So for my birthday, my mom went out to Guitar Center and bought me Pro Tools and bought me an M-Box 2 and interface and some microphones and
good shit.
Started making beats. Yeah. No, she dropped a little bit of money for my birthday.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we just and then I found out you have to pay for beats, and then I was like, well, I don't want to pay. I don't got money to pay for beats, so I learned how to compose and started making my own beats, and then people started saying, hey, how much for a beat? And I was like, wait, you pay me for beats?
Okay.
So then people started buying beats off me, and then it just kept growing and growing, and to albums, and I had a little record label kind of thing in high school. People were paying me to get on the album, and I pressed like 200 copies myself, had to flip them upside down, print the labels on myself. Took weeks to get them all done, and then we sold out, and everyone knew us in school. They were like asking us to do rallies, and we were like, no, we're not ready for that. We're just messing around, just like friends. I think one time there was like 20 of us in my bedroom recording.
Hey.
My parents were like, what are you guys doing in there? We get like 24 songs. There was like 15 of us on the album. It was insane. But yeah.
Sounds like some good times.
It was fun.
So what do you feel like you enjoy the most about the whole creative process? Like, cause you do it all. You rap, so you're the artist, and then you also compose, cause I'm assuming you write your own music, and then you also make the beat. So which one do you feel like you enjoy more? Like, is there?
I think like getting it all back together into one piece, because your ideas are always like here and here and here and here, and then sometimes maybe your vision for the song was here, and then another vision for another song was here, and then all of a sudden they like come together, and you thought you had two songs, now they're one song, and maybe, you just start making like, you think it's gonna go one direction and it goes a completely different direction, and you're just like, wow, I didn't see that coming.
So do you feel like you get like a beat in your head, and then you're like, you get a melody, or do you feel like you just see some words and then you're like, oh, I feel like I'm gonna try this?
I think it really depends on the song and what I'm going for. There was a lot of songs on my new project where I had like the whole thing in my phone, in my notes. I did it all on like my iPhone, and I was like, wow, this is the song I'm writing, but now I need to make a beat. So then I'd go through like beats that I've already had, beats that I've been working on, beats that I thought were trash and I was getting ready to delete, and then I went back and like, oh, maybe that one was cool if I reworked the drums, or I reworked this, or put in a different sample. Or then sometimes I'll record just like a straight metronome, and then I'll just make a beat around that. So, I mean, I think every time the creative process is different, and I think that's what makes it really special when you're recording, is that there's no like straight path. You can really do whatever you want. And I think a lot of people get focused on it has to be this, and then this, but it doesn't. You can literally do whatever you want. It's your art form. Do what makes it work for you.
Yeah. And I'm like, when I'm doing music, I don't want to force it either. I think that's a big thing too. Like, because there's times like when you're working on something and then you try to like come back to it, but the vibe's not there no more, and you just start over. Or So you mentioned a project. What projects are you working on right now?
So I have a series that I'm working on right now. The first one was called For You.
Okay.
It's 4 tracks long. They're all 4 tracks long. The first one was For You. Just released For Me. I'm working on For Us, and the last one will be For Her.
Okay, so what's this about? Tell us, like.
So it all started. Me and AT were out one night, and we were talking about working on some joint projects, and I was like, I really want to do this project where I released 4 EPs all at the same time, all on the same day, but they're all separate pieces of work. And For You is like for the audience, what they want to hear, the type of music they want to dance to. For me would be music that I want to make for myself. And really, with my music, I really don't like recording hooks a lot. I like to take breaks between verses and maybe a couple words here and there, but I really like the beat to build and like have breath and just like take a break and you can just listen to the beat for a second and then another verse comes in. So with For Me, I didn't put any hooks on it, and I just rapped. And a lot of people were like, that's crazy that you didn't record any hooks. And I was like, well, it wasn't for like the radio play type of music. It was what I wanted to make for me.
Yeah.
And people really respected it and took it well. For us, it's going to be a combination of both. And it's going to be kind of a mix of like what I want to hear and also what a little bit of what the listener would want.
Okay.
It's like a fusion. And then For Her is going to be all music about like kind of like R&B type rap. Lovey type
it's
rap.
Hey! Pointing
So,
to
yeah.
the lady in the back of the room.
To my wife back there, yeah.
Come on.
So it's a lot of work, but the original plan was to release all 4 at the same time. But then, if I sit on music too long, I end up just going, I don't want this one anymore.
Same.
So I like to do like 4 songs, release an EP, and then I'll do another 4 songs. I tend not to release a lot of singles or a lot of full-length, long album projects. Just because a lot of people don't, especially with like TikTok and Instagram, they don't have they don't want to listen to a 45-minute album. They got 15 minutes to spare and they'll listen to that. And so I think that's where the music industry is going, and I think that's a good formula to use is singles and then also just like 4-track EPs. Just keep pushing them out. So I think last year I did 3 4-track EPs.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's really cool. It's a good way, I feel like, to just kind of keep those creative juices flowing and just pushing it out. I might have to do that. No.
You're welcome.
That. So what would you say is like your biggest inspiration when it comes to music? Like, why do you feel like you even got started?
So, like I said, like I originally just started making it as just for fun, for like a school project, because we needed to pass, so we needed a music video or a video to film, so we did the music video. But really, it's just the people around me just inspired me to keep going, keep making music. I probably once or twice a year I'll be like, this is my last one, I'm not doing any more, and then someone will reach out and be like, when you put out new music, and I'm like, I didn't even know you were listening to my music. So that really keeps me going. And then just as far as like musically, I pull a lot from every genre. Some of my biggest influences musically are Brother Ali. He's like an underground rapper out of Minnesota. I've met him a couple times. He's a really cool dude to talk to. And then local artists around me. AT's a big influence. He's helped me a lot with music. Other genres like Francis and the Lights is like a huge inspiration to me. He produces a lot for like Kanye West, but he has like his own music that's like unique and like it's so different from anything anyone's ever done. And just seeing him like perform on stage, when I started DJing, I was like, didn't know what to do with my hands or like my movements while you play the song, and then you're like, okay, now what do you do? Because you're just standing there while the song's playing, everyone's watching you.
Shot.
Yeah. So a lot of my movements were coming around from him. So I was like mimicking like how he performs and putting it into how I DJ and like making a show out of it. And that's really how I started getting on the stage, was following people like him. But I think like inspiration and influences, it's got to come from like all over. And it doesn't have to be just like musically. It could be like, I see that picture and that inspired me to write something completely different. So I think you can't just like pinpoint your inspiration was from this, because tomorrow it might be from something completely different that you never thought you'd be inspired. So I think my inspiration's open to whatever is going to come my way and inspire me. So if that makes sense.
So, no, it definitely makes sense. I like that. So do you feel like your idea of how you see yourself as an artist, from when you started to where you're at now and to where you want to be, do you feel like that's changed in any way? Because I feel like for me, as an artist, like I feel like my idea of success continues to change as I change. It's not the same idea. So, but do you feel like you still have the same vision as you did when you first started to now?
I would say my approach is different. And I think the end vision is always going to grow, and it's always going to be adapting, but it's always the same end goal. Our end goal is always to make it to a point, whatever, whether it be producing or rapping or becoming famous or just making this like your full-time job. But the vision's always the same. It's just the different paths we have to take and the growth that we're doing to get there. Musically, the way I approach it, it changes every day. And I adapt to different environments. I learn from different styles, different artists I work with, and I pull from everything. But if you would listen to some of my older stuff, like, it's a completely different person. Like, my voice was different, my cadence was different, what I was writing about was different. And that's been a challenge. When I was in high school, I broke my jaw, and I had to learn I was wired shut for like 2 months. I feel like it was a long time. I missed like all my senior stuff. I was wired shut. When they took the wires off, they don't tell you that you kind of have to learn how to speak again because your jaw doesn't move anymore. So you have to train it to move again. So then I was like, when I started recording, it was like my voice was completely different. So learning how to like rework my voice, and then just as you get older and then your voice changes and then people are like, it doesn't sound like you anymore. And so it's just like nothing ever sounds the same, and it's growing through the whole process. It just changes every day.
Do you ever listen to music from then that you didn't like put out, but now you're like, I think I might want to go back to that song?
Yeah, there's a couple songs that I never put out that I'm still like, man, this song is really good if I just reworked this, or if I changed this, or a couple words to make it more relevant.
Yeah.
When I write, I try not to pinpoint like a specific time. So when I'm like writing, I'm never like, oh, my iPhone, because like maybe there's no iPhone in 10 years, and then people are like, what's this guy talking about? So I want all my music to be like timeless. So you can never be like, oh, this was definitely written in 2004, and no one cares about that anymore.
Right.
Because you never know, like, there's some songs that I wrote 15 years ago that I'm still like performing on stage, and people are like, that song's dope, where is it? And I was like, oh, that song is like far back in the archives, like you won't find it. So yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I meant to ask this earlier. When can we expect the projects to come out? Are you gonna just push them all out back to back, or are you gonna drop one in the spring, one in the summer?
I never really have dates for anything.
It's Beyonce just here. No.
Yeah, it's just when I want to work.
You said I just drop it and break the internet.
So I feel like I can't say it's this, I'm going to do it by spring, because then I feel like I'm pushing myself to create something that's not natural or organic. It'd be hard to say it needs to be done at this time and then make something that I'm really proud of if I'm not ready to release it. Especially if I'm saying I want 4 songs for the next one.
Right.
I don't want to put out something and be like, I need one more song, I'm just going to throw this in there. Or something like, I want to make sure everything I put out is I'm really proud of that project. So with the last one, some of the songs for the last one for me, I think I was sitting on one of the songs, No Hook, for like a year and a half. Just like, I know this project needs to be on For Me, this particular song, but it's For Me's not ready yet. So I just held on to it, didn't let anybody hear it. And then when it came time, I re-recorded it to make sure my voice sounded the same as the rest of the songs. Sometimes you'll see like...
That's a challenge sometimes.
Yeah, it's rough. If you listen to like Nelly's first album, you can tell like Country Grammar was recorded like 5 years before any other song. Because that's a song that picked them up, but they wanted it on this album, so you could, like, everything about that song was recorded differently. And you could tell, and I don't want that to happen with my projects. I want everything to sound like you're listening to me in that moment.
Yes.
So I sat on that song for a long time and then re-recorded, and came out dope.
I think that's why you gotta like literally keep like a recording with, like a recorder with you, because I feel like that's happened to me. We're recording and I don't know, I just stopped feeling it. I'm like, I'm going home, and then I try to come back and it's like just different energy. It's not even the same vibe anymore. So what else? You got your project going on. I know we were talking about your showcase that you do in Roseville. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I do a concert series, started during the pandemic. It's called Listen Local. We started doing a just like a live virtual thing.
Yeah.
Myself, AT, there's a couple other artists on there. We filmed it in my mom and dad's backyard.
Yes.
And I just set up like a mock stage. People didn't even know we're in a backyard.
That is a thing.
It was crazy. No, it was.
I did a show in a backyard. I was like, let me find out.
Yeah. What we did was we had a big like backdrop.
Yeah.
And so I just bought everything off Amazon, big backdrop, curtains. I brought a Gobo projector and I printed out a logo and had it projected. It made it look like we were on a stage, but really we're just in the backyard.
Yeah.
Wired all the mics through the live stream, so you had the actual feed from the mics and the instrumental, not like a muffled, distorted recording.
Mm-hmm.
And we racked up a lot of views, and people really enjoyed it. And it was tough because it was my first time actually using like a live stream, so I was like learning as I went. And I was like, oh, that's not working. And then we had like multiple camera angles and.
What is the live stream like?
So we were doing, I think at the time we were doing Twitch.
Okay.
And at that time,
Facebook and Instagram.
yeah. So at that time, you could connect to Facebook, Instagram, and a couple of YouTube, and it would feed to all three.
Wow.
So we had streams from all of them.
Okay.
Like a week later, they took down Facebook, and you weren't allowed to live stream to Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a really good turnout. Yeah, it was fun though, and we had the original plan was to have nobody but artists there. And then a vodka company reached out to me and was like, hey, can we sponsor it? So Cass 1854 Vodka is a local vodka brand, and they sponsored it, and they gave us bottles, they gave us a bunch of swag, and then we did like a promotion, like if you're watching the live stream, you want to tip your favorite artist. I had like their Venmo and their Cash App at the bottom of the screen displaying while they're performing. People were just like, their phones just like ding, ding, ding while they're performing. And then every $5 tip, you had to take a shot. So everyone's taking shots of the Cass vodka. We had the bottle displayed the whole time.
So cool.
So that turned out really cool. We ended up having there's probably 20 people there. We had some family members that, due to the fire, I'm not sure what fire it was, but it was always a fire.
There were so many.
It was close to their house, so they ended up coming. And so we had like a little audience, like 20 people there, watching us perform. It was cool because it was like, that was the first time my parents got to see me perform. And it was the first time a lot of people, it was different to perform for like a live stream in front of a camera, where you're not performing to like a concert, you're performing just to like that camera because everyone's watching you live on YouTube or whatever.
No mess ups.
Yeah, and there was a lot of mess ups. I think the first 10 minutes there wasn't even audio. The mic was like just straight off, and I was like, my phone was dinging, and I was like, I can't look at it. I'm like in front of a camera, and then people are like, your audio's not working. And I was like, oh god. So then we fixed it, and then yeah, it was cool that we had like 3 or 4 different camera angles. I just set up a bunch of webcams, just like duct taped them all over the backyard, and would like hit a different webcam, and then I had another friend with the camera walking around getting like really cool footage. But it was a fun time. So that evolved into Good Day Sacramento contacted me with the help of AT, and we got in a segment on there, and we did a live show right when the pandemic opened up the first time. And you're allowed to go to bars. We had a show, and it was like limited capacity. There was like 40 people there at the Trocadero Club in Roseville, and they hosted it. We had the vodka sponsor again. We had Creative Excursions. They're a glamping company.
Glamping.
Yeah, and they do really good work, and they sponsored us, and we put on a good show there. The bar made a ton of money. They're like, hey, whenever you want to do another one, let's do another one. So we had our third one. And doubling the people, there's like 70 people there, and then this one we just did on like 2 or 3 Tuesdays ago.
Okay.
And it was packed. I was like, I'm always worried putting on a show that you're gonna walk in, and I have the nightmare every time that nobody's there. Yeah. And you're just like performing to nobody, and which I've done. I've performed we did a show not too long ago where we were asked last minute to come through and perform, and we're like, yeah, just give me the address. And it ended up being like the VW, and there was like 10 people there, and then when we went on, there was 2 people there, so we performed to 2 people. But you gotta perform.
It's a thing. Yeah.
So I'm always worried there's gonna be nobody there when we show up. Yeah. And this time I walked in, and there was a line out the door, and we're like, what's happening? So I'm rushing to set up, and then it was packed. It was. Yes. I think that one had probably like 80 people there.
Yes.
Yeah, it was nice.
I love that. Yeah. That's exciting. And I feel like as long as you just keep doing what you're doing, the right people are going to attract to you. Yeah. You know, don't worry about who's there, who's coming, and who's the right people that are supposed to be there will be there. Yeah, exactly. So what do you hope for this? What do you think's going to happen next with this as it went from live stream to now doing it in the actual facility?
I mean, I like supporting the people that have supported me. So that's big with me. So keeping like my same sponsors, and I do want to keep doing it at the Trocadero, but at the rate that it's getting, we need a bigger venue.
Okay.
So the last one we hosted was hosted by Mars Parker, a local comedian in Sacramento. He's getting pretty big. And we talked about another venue and him hosting again with a bigger venue, bigger audience, better equipment, working out a lot of the kinks. A big thing is sitting down after you do a show and sitting down with your artist and saying, okay, what did we do wrong? I know everyone's got this huge ego, like, oh, that show, we killed it, we did so good, but like, what didn't we do good on?
Right.
And it's okay to sit down and be like, hey, we really failed at this thing. Let's get better at that. And I think that's hard for a lot of people to sit down and do.
Yeah.
To like put their ego to the side and say,
you telling me I have to work on myself?
Yeah. No, my set was perfect. Like, no, but there's always something you can go better on. And that's why we pay for like photographers and videographers to come out to my shows so we could record it, so we could watch it back and be like it's a play-by-play, like we're watching like game footage and be like, this is what we did wrong, fix it. You stepped over here, you should have stepped over here. Your hand was here, it should have been here. You said this word, say this word instead.
Yes.
And it's all about getting better and just making every show better and better and better and incorporating more. So like one of the big things I was trying to incorporate was live visuals into my set in the last time. It didn't end up working out. There was a weird audio issue when we got the projectors going, but I had mapped out a whole plan of like visuals behind me while I perform on a TV screen. And just to set myself apart from like other local showcases.
Yes.
Because you'll go to local showcases and they're not, it's like you're just watching a local showcase. Like it's nothing special. Like this is local acts. When I put on a show, I want it to feel like every single person was deliberately put there for that reason. They're gonna kill it, the opener to the headliner.
Yes.
And I want it to feel like a concert. I don't want it to feel like a local showcase. It's gonna be like a show. And that's what people, when they after they leave my show, they're hitting me up and they're like, that was a great show. And I'm like, thank you. But that's why I'm aiming to be a concert, not to be a showcase.
Okay.
But a local one. Like I want to keep it to local people.
Right. I like that.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Best of luck with that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. And then we were also talking about you have a deal with Bang right now. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So randomly, when I was like working out at the gym, this energy drink started coming in, and everyone was drinking it. So I bought it, I tasted it, I liked it, I followed them on Instagram, and then they posted thing saying we're looking for DJs, and I was like, oh, I'm a DJ. So I click on the competition, and then they didn't really want DJs, they wanted music producers, but because they're not a music company, they don't really know what they're looking for. They just said DJ. So nobody really entered this competition, except for a handful. There's like maybe 100 entries. So I sent in, like, hey, we like your music, but you don't win. This other guy won. Okay, that's fine, cool. But I kept I kept in contact with them, and all my emails, because I come from a business background. Like during the day, I'm an accountant. So all my emails, weird, right? Everyone's always like, what?
That's hard.
Yeah.
I've been back to college since that's another story. Anyways, go ahead.
So all my emails to them were very professional, and I never want to come off as a rapper to people, because I think there's a weird stigma that like rappers can't speak well, can't be proper, and
if you're not
don't have manners.
A bunch of people.
But there's a whole other side of the business side that people don't understand.
Yeah.
And like when you start getting into like working with rappers in the studio, you kind of find like, oh, they're not like their music, or maybe they are like the music, but most of them are like can separate themselves from the music to like the business side. So I really wanted to separate myself from the business, from the music with the business side, and be very professional in my emails. So that's what I did, and they messaged me and they said, hey, we liked you were very professional when we worked with you. Did you want to do another song? And I said, yeah. So they contracted me for a one-song deal. I did that, and then they said, we really like it. We're going to use it for an ad. Would you sign a 1-year contract? And I said, yeah, we'll sign a 1-year contract. So they signed me as a producer for a 1-year contract. So I'm doing 2 songs a month for them for a year.
Yes.
That ends in May.
That is so cool.
It's tough. It's fun. It's a learning process. When we were talking about it earlier, is like what I sent them was a hip hop song. What they want is everything. So like, they want country, they want pop, they want R&B, they want EDM. I was doing house music the other day. And it's like genres that I don't listen to or that I've never touched to make a beat to. And I'm like, well, I got to study this and make something in 2 weeks. A genre I'd never even done before. Mm-hmm. And then find a vocalist to record on it. Because I don't always want to be like the vocalist.
Right.
Because that would just get repetitive to me.
Right.
So I did I've done like 4 or 5 reggae tracks for them now. I've done some reggaeton. I did a couple house ones and a couple hip hop, but they just want everything. And it's a challenge, but it's making me write differently. So that was going on while I was writing for me, and then I was like, wow, I'm like writing faster now, and I'm writing different, and I'm doing like different wordplay, and like it's just opened up so much. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's fun.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Was there ever like just a time where you feel like you was just ready to give this up?
Yeah, every day. I think there's like, I mean, we were talking about this earlier too, is like there becomes a time where people say you're too old to be doing, you're too old to rap. Yeah. But I think that comes from like rap is so young and the whole hip hop industry is so young that like when people like Jay-Z's still rapping, you know, like we have Paul McCartney still singing, you know, like there's been rappers haven't lived that long because rap hasn't been around that long. So I think there's this weird stigma of like you can't be rapping when you're older because it's never happened. Yeah. But now that like that's happening, we have like KRS-One and we have Big Daddy Kane. They're like still doing shows and like all these people can still like keep up. Well, yeah, they're still older musicians. Yeah. And people think like rap is not music or you can't be a musician if you're rapping. And I think that feeds into a lot of people stopping early. Mm-hmm. And I think I had to get that through my head that like whenever I'm like, oh, I'm too old to be rapping, I'm like, but why? Yeah. So I think that's like a constant battle, like every day of saying like, okay, I could keep going. Yeah. But yeah, all the time, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be my last one, this is gonna be my last one. And then I'll think of a song and I'll be like, okay, I'll do one more.
And you're still here.
And I'm still here.
Is this like your main, it seems like it, like this is your main business, like this is what you do, or do you have like a 9 to 5 right now?
So I do the accounting during the day, and then I get home at night.
Accounting?
Yeah.
I'm like, we need one.
And then when I get home, I'm producing for Bang or my own music. Right now I'm taking a little break from my own music to get caught up on all the Bang contract. And then I also DJ on the weekends. And then any of the people that want beats, they'll hit me up for beats and then I'll make those. But yeah, it's always something musically I want to do. Yeah. It's not always the same. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. But DJing is the most consistent.
Sorry, with the DJing, like, because I feel like most people will feel like you're just playing music. Mm-hmm. But would you argue that? Like, do you feel like DJing it's a skill? And I'm not trying to be offensive because I teach sport classes. Yeah. And someone just asked me the other day, like, oh, that's a legit class. I was like, yeah. So I'm like, not trying to be rude. I'm like, so is there like an actual skill when it comes to?
Yeah, so it's weird because like, so when I first started, so everyone has their DJ controller and there's buttons you can press that could just like do things for you. Like if one tempo is like 90, one's like 95, there's a button you can press sync and that makes them both the same tempo. Now they're lined up, you just press play.
See, just that right there. I don't even know what he just said. Yeah. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah. Okay. So basically it makes the song the same time. Okay. And then everything will line up. And then you can press play on one, wait for the 4 bars to go, this one's going, you press play, now they're both together and they're moving at the same time. That's how a lot of people DJ when they first get started. That's how I started. Mm-hmm. And then another DJ sat me down and was like, hey, that's like the forbidden button. You can't use that button. That makes everything easy. You gotta like line things up yourself and listen for the beat to sound the same. So I started doing that. And then it went into finding songs that are in the same key. And that's what's gonna sound better is if the songs, I use the chromatic key scale, so it's like 9A, that will line up with something that's in A, or something that's in 9. And if it's in 9, you go 9B.
Is that like the keys in the music?
Yeah, but it's a chromatic key scale, so it's a little bit different. Woo! See, it's a ton of learning. And when people are like, you're a rapper, and then they start talking about music, and now start talking about chromatic scales and like things like that, they're like, why do you know about that? Like, why don't you know about that if you're a musician? Yeah. So it's hard, but I think being a musician has helped me, and producing music has helped me start with the DJ side, because then I know keys and scales and know what songs will sound good together, and then being able to like bend genres together that people wouldn't know, and then like knowing what people want to hear, and not just playing what you want to hear, and seeing what, like, you know, this song is gonna make that group over there dance.
Right.
And then now keep that group of that people dancing, and make sure they're dancing, because they're gonna bring. If it's a group of girls start dancing, then you know the guys are gonna start dancing. But if you only got dudes dancing, all the girls are gonna leave. You're just gonna have a bunch of dudes on the dance floor. So like that's not fun for anybody. Fun for me.
Depending on what bar you're
at. It's fun for me. I think that's like the funnest. Everyone's just jumping around, going crazy. But yeah, it's definitely not just press play for me anymore.
Wow.
And I do a lot of weddings. And a lot of wedding DJs are like that. You just press play and they'll walk away. Our wedding DJ was like that, and I hated it. And that's one of the reasons why I started doing weddings, is because our wedding DJ, we gave him a list of music we wanted to play, he played none of it. And no one was dancing. And my wife reminds me every day that I wasn't dancing at our wedding. It was the DJ's fault. And when I went to go get a drink at the bar, and the DJ was next to me getting a drink at the bar, and I was like talking to him, and he was like, oh, for weddings you don't really have to DJ. And I was like, oh, I'm a wedding DJ. And he was like, what? And I was like, yeah, what are you doing? Like, it's literally, I hear another song playing, so you have it on auto. It's just like playing the next song. So that really, like, when I sit down with my clients for weddings, that's what I tell them. It's like, you're not going to see me just like chilling at the bar.
Right.
I'm going to be mixing, I'm going to be blending songs, it's going to be a party the whole time. So that's not what you want. I'm not your right DJ.
Yes.
Because there's tons of DJs that'll just like set you up a playlist and press play. They don't even have like a DJ controller. They just have Spotify, and they're just like, boop.
I do that.
Well, the thing is too, like the new DJ software, the streaming services integrate right into it, so you don't even need to buy the music. You could just stream off the software. If you have Tidal, you could DJ. But having all the music and knowing how to work the crowd, and it's an insane feeling, and it's a huge skill, and it's a huge, when you're marketing yourself, and then to people to be like, can you send me a sample mix, and you send them what you could do, and they're like, whoa, I didn't think it was gonna be that. You're like, what were you expecting? But yeah, it's definitely not just a press play for me.
No.
But for some people it is.
Right. The wedding guy. No. Are we doing good?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Here's your.
Okay.
Yeah, and I talk a lot and really fast too.
Yeah, me
so
too. I'm
cut me
just
off
over here
whenever.
just talking. I'm like, I'm not even looking at these questions.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Oh, Brother Ali signed that right there too. That poster right behind you, Brother Ali signed it. That's cool.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, see right there, Freshwater Fisherman Tour, Brother Ali, Dem Atlas.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's a sign.
Yeah.
Boom. So besides music, DJing, being a dad, being a husband, what other hobbies do you have?
I don't know if I have time for other hobbies.
Ooh, right, that was a lot.
Yeah. I don't. We watch a lot of new documentaries.
I like that.
Yeah, that's a hobby. It's just watching documentaries. Drink a lot of
What was the last
kava.
one you watched?
The last one I watched, I didn't finish because I fell asleep. But it was good. It was called Console Wars.
Was it good?
And it was like about Nintendo versus like Sega when it first came out. It was really cool.
Yeah.
And I was super into it. And then I watched Dead Asleep. Is that what it's called?
Were you dead asleep?
No. But it's about this guy that like murders this girl that he lived with, but he was sleepwalking.
Oh, I feel like I've
so
seen.
good.
Well, girl, like, oh, that sounds
Yeah,
good.
it was good.
That sounds good.
It was good. But yeah, and then kava. Kava's my thing. She told me to say it right.
Is different. I don't know. Like, we went there, and I do like the vibe.
Yeah.
But the drink,
It's
different. Yeah. Like your first time, where you just
tastes like you just shoveled dirt in your mouth.
I don't know
You said,
what to compare it to. It's different.
Yeah.
Like it's different.
Yeah, you get used to it. I'm used to it.
And that's what I was thinking. I was like, maybe we'll try this again
Yeah.
another day. But I just literally had a sip, and I was like, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
But
It's an alternate to like alcohol.
you know.
I stopped drinking for like a year, and I drank kava instead. I go to the kava bar and I just have like one just to like.
So you don't
relax.
drink at all.
I do now. I stopped for a long. I'll go through like spurts where I don't drink at all, just
Yeah.
because I just feel like I don't want to drink anymore.
Yeah.
And then I'll just do kava like once a week.
Yeah.
But it's cool. It's
That's
relaxing.
what's up. I feel like trying to get on that sober tip, but it's just hard.
Yeah, but they've been doing open mics there, so I've been doing open mics at Root of Happiness in Roseville. They had me as the feature artist, and it was supposed to be a 30-minute set. I got the footage because I had Logan Schutz come out and film it, and it ended up being like 40 minutes or 45 minutes. I was on stage. I was like, that's the longest I've ever done a show.
That's a long set.
For people to sit there and listen to you for 45 minutes is bananas to me. Like, to someone you don't even know their music, and everyone's just sitting there like on couches and bar stools like listening to me.
Well, when you're that good,
I guess.
Come on.
Or you drank a lot of kava and you can't move. That could be the other thing. But yeah, it was fun. Yeah, because it was very similar to this, where I was just sitting on a bar stool and I was just performing a lot of my like slower, more like underground style songs, not like the club Let's Dance songs.
Which do you feel like you prefer more, like more of an intimate setting?
I like this.
Yeah.
I like this because I feel like people are listening to you with this. When I do like the shows at like the clubs and stuff, there people are drinking, people are talking, having conversations with their friends. They may not be like. What the weird thing is, like at the bars, is no one wants to come close to the stage.
Yeah.
And they all want to listen from like way far back.
Yeah.
But like here at the club bar, you're forced to be like right there with me. So you're like taking this like journey with me, and I'm explaining my music and saying like why I did this or why I did that or why we wrote the song this way. But at the club, no one wants to hear you talk. They want to hear you just perform the song.
Yeah.
And if you had weird long silences or like, I feel like when I perform at the clubs, so when I curate my sets, I spend a lot of time editing my music and taking out like the long intros or outros where there's like just the beat and I'm not saying anything, because what are you gonna do, just stand there? I take those out. I blend a lot of my songs, my sets together, so I just have one long file that just like flows together, and like every song's just hitting right after the other, and then I record live drums over them. So I program drums so it sounds like I have a drummer behind me.
You play the drums too?
No, but my mouse does, and so I can use the mouse and click in different drums, and I know what I want it to sound like.
Right.
So I have like virtual drum programmers where I can make it sound like there's a live drummer behind me.
That is so great.
And I think that just like when you're headlining a show, like when I do my showcases and I'm in a headline, to set myself apart and make myself sound different by putting like live drums over the top, just makes it sound like you're not just another person in the showcase, you're like a headliner. And then I'll bring out like different lights for me, but it's my show, I can do those kind of things, you know? But yeah, it's just crazy to like live drums over things. It just changes everything.
You're so talented.
Thank you.
I
don't remember
love all
the question.
the detail. I know. I was like, I was about to say that. I'm like, I just love
that was
all the
anything that we're talking
detail
about.
that you just put into your music, like, and just everything you do. It just seems like everything just flows together, and that's awesome.
I think everything you do has to have a purpose, and like you have to set out to be like, I'm doing it this way because of this, not just I'm gonna do it like that.
Yeah.
Like why? Like when I make my sets, like the song's in that order for a reason, and sometimes it changes. Like I was talking to Cheat Code Beats a second ago when I walked in, and I was like, let's take that song out. I don't want that, because I came into to here and I felt like what the energy was gonna be like and what the room is like, and that song's not gonna work. So take it out. And I'm not afraid to be like, that was trash, like that was a dumb idea, take that song out, we don't need that song. We got all these other songs that are gonna fit way better, and they're gonna work way better for this environment. And you have to be able to adapt and be able to do things like that, where you can't, I mean, I was telling you earlier, like every single one of my shows, this is gonna be my third show of the year so far, and every set's been different. Because I'm not the same place. So it may not work for this crowd, it may work for this crowd, not this crowd. And I mean, one of my last show, I performed a song and completely bombed, but 2 weeks before at Root of Happiness, it hit super hard and everyone loved it. So you just gotta know your audience and work around it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally agree. So if you could work with anybody right now, dead or alive, who would it be?
J. Cole. Or Francis and the Lights. I think if I wanted like a different sound and wanted to branch off from like doing something that's maybe not so hip hop, Francis and the Lights is crazy. Like the beats, Ultralight Beam, he made that beat for Kanye West. I think he sings on the beginning of it too. You'll hear him like a robotic voice, and that's how I could tell the songs right away. But it's never like his real voice. He does a lot of songs for Bon Iver, Chance the Rapper. He produced like half Chance the Rapper's album. But once you like hear what he's like, you can pick apart, hit like, oh, that's definitely him. That's definitely him. Really quick. And he's just like a genius with like the way he makes his music. So to be able to work with him, if he was like producing for me, that would be insane. As far as like collaborating like with like another hip hop artist, J. Cole or Chance would be like insane. I mean, Brother Ali would be like the craziest, because he's like my idol. Like I got like his lyrics tattooed on my arm. Like I've met him a couple times. We've done like VIP meet and greets to his show. Every time he comes, we're like at his show, front row, singing all the songs, and just the way he moves is like insane. He's like blind and like so he's albino, so he only has like tunnel vision.
Okay.
And he's Muslim, so he has like all these like things that you wouldn't think go together, and they go together and they mesh so perfectly well. And then when he's on stage, he's like, people are like crying in the audience, and like he's like, a fight broke out one time, and then he told everyone to like embrace the guy and tell him it's okay as they're like kicking him out and tell him we love you. And as the guy's getting escorted out of the building, he's like, I love you. You just can't be here right now because you're a little too drunk. But come back a different time. And like, it's weird just to like see like an artist like take a break from being an artist and like be like a really nice human on stage.
I'm like A$AP Rocky. We won't get into that, but yeah, wow.
Yeah.
That's what's sad.
That'd be cool. Any four of those people would be like insane to work with.
Yeah. Anybody else like make you just start crazy? Starts gonna get crazy. Oh, sorry.
I mean, when I met Brother Ali, I had so much things I wanted to say, and I didn't say any of them. So that was like the first time I was like really starstruck, where I was like, that was like, why didn't I had like a full like 3 sentences I wanted to like tell him in the meet and greet, and I was just like, hi, and we took a picture and we walked away. But yeah, I don't feel like I don't think I would really get starstruck by like working with the artist, because I think at that point it becomes work. And now you're in work mode, and you have a goal that you have to complete. I'm not gonna be like, oh, so nice to meet you. Like, thank you. I'm gonna be like, okay, let's get this done.
Right.
And I think a big respect will come with that. So yeah, I don't know. I'd have to think about that, because there's a ton. I listen to so many different artists.
What is your favorite genre of music to listen to? Like
reggae, probably.
Reggae, really?
And I think I've been pulling a lot from reggae lately. And right now, my big thing is like Afro beats.
Ooh, that's huge right now too.
Yeah.
I feel like.
So I'm doing like a DJ set on the 11th, and it's gonna be all R&B, Afro beats, and reggae.
Yes, where's that?
Root of Happiness. That's gonna be fun. Yeah.
It's like right up my alley.
Yeah, it's gonna be really fun. When I DJ there, it's a lot of reggae. And then.
Wait, where is it? Tell us again.
In Roseville, Root of Happiness in Roseville. 232 Vernon Street.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yes.
To like, the way I like DJ, being like a hip hop DJ and hip hop artist, reggae DJs don't DJ like that. They DJ a very specific way, like air horns and song, and then that one just completely stops, and then air horns and the next one starts. The way I DJ is I blend the two reggae beats together, and I'll create like long intros so that they can blend together. And then you'll hear like the vocals from one reggae song with the reggae beat of a different song. And then people are just like, what is he doing? Like, we've never seen that before, because I've come from like a rap hip hop background where that's how you DJ, but the reggae DJs just don't DJ like that. So being able to fuse the two together is really cool. And that's how
you're dropping these gems.
Yeah. We went to we really got into reggae when we started going to like the Cali Roots Festival in Monterey. And we went with one of our good friends, Rokai, and he really like was like, we gotta go every year. So we started going like every year, and then we just started listening to more and more reggae. And like for like there was like a 2-year period where I didn't listen to hip hop at all. We just listened to only reggae. I only listen to rap to like get the new music, so I could DJ.
Yeah.
But really, I mean, like there's just rap is just so flooded with new music every day. It's hard to keep up, and then new music, and then it's not music you can dance to, and it's just like, oh, that's a cool song, but what am I gonna do with that? But with reggae, it's like you're waiting like months for a new song to come out.
Sorry, that just made me want to dance. I'm like, yeah. So, let's see. Do you have a TikTok?
No. Nope.
Come on.
So me and my wife were talking the other day that I need to get one to do the they do those videos where
all the challenges.
Yeah, well they'll like sing and then they'll leave an empty space and then you do your part over it. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, I never know what to do with like my hands or my face, and so like people like it's just like my face, and then what are you doing when they're singing? You're just like sitting there, and it's always like the person on the other side when they're not singing. They're always like, oh, like pretending like they hear what you're saying. It's so stupid to me. Like, I hate like the weird like putting on a show for nobody thing. Like, and like if you look at my Instagram, I'm like barely ever posting pictures of myself. Like on my stories, it's always like something, but I don't like posting pictures of my face. Is just so weird to me.
Isn't it weird that we do this a lot?
Yeah.
Like 11/11. I feel like if you did something with your daughter, you guys would go viral.
Probably. She does some weird stuff.
I feel like she's ready.
Yeah. She has some funny things she does, and we'll post them, and people are like, "How old is she?" And we're like, 2, and they're like, no. Oh yeah, she has a YouTube show that she made up.
See?
And it's called, what's it called?
Eating corn with mom and dad.
Yeah, Eating Corn with Mom and Dad.
Come on, Mukbang.
And we have videos of her just going, "You're watching Eating Corn with Mom and Dad."
Yes!
And then she just like says something that doesn't have anything to do with corn after, and then she just walks away. We're like, what are you talking about?
So that's all I got.
Yeah, that's it. That's her show. So she's she's fun. But also, do I want my kid going viral is the other thing.
That's the thing.
There's a lot of weirdos.
Yeah, there's a lot of weirdos and just a lot of things in general online. I don't know. I like social media because I feel like obviously for artists it's like a huge tool. Yeah, like nowadays you can literally connect with anybody.
Yeah.
But then I like hate it at the same time because I feel like it's taken away from like people really being able to engage, have conversations, go out there and really like meet people.
Yeah.
Now everybody just wants to just get likes. Things aren't really authentic and genuine anymore. Everybody's just trying, like you said, like just spitting out these 1-minute rhymes
And the thing too with social media is it's always like you said, like how many likes do I get? Yeah. Or you put out a song and then they post, oh, my song just got 20,000 plays. Like, no, it didn't. No. Because show me the demographics. It's all from like random country, like Romania. Like you 100% don't have 20,000 plays in Romania, or you'd be touring in Romania right now.
Or how many of those people actually went and clicked on the link in your bio, or bought a ticket to your show, or
So I've ran promos on music before, because I was like, oh, this person's getting 30,000 plays. I should be getting 30,000 plays. So I did, and then Spotify goes, you don't get any of those plays, and takes them all away because they could read the bots right away. So then I started working with curators. And then I worked with this really good curator. His name is Omari MC, and he's like a Christian-based musician. But he was an A&R for a long time for I think Sony. But you can send him music, and then he will listen to it, and if he likes it, he'll send it to all of his playlist curators that he knows. It just has to be clean music. So there was a song I wrote called "Go Crazy," and it had some curse words in it. And then in order to get this promo, I rewrote the whole song without any curse words and sent to him, and he liked it. And I got like 30,000 plays from like organic curators, and none of them got taken away because they were all real people listening. And then I looked at my demos; they were all from the United States, so I knew they were like that was real. That was a real thing.
Right.
So it's like, it's crazy to like think people would rather have a number associated with their name than an actual listener.
Man.
Which is like, why? Like, what's that doing for you except like boosting your ego? And like, you'll see someone, oh, I got all these plays, and you're like, but did you really?
Yeah.
Because then I put you on a show, and you don't sell a single ticket.
Come on.
So that's what really speaks volumes. So if I get you on a show and then you have 300 listens on your song, but you sell 20 tickets. I had this guy that had like no listens on any of his music, and he came through, and I was like, well, I'm gonna put him as the opener. I'm not sure if I would like his music as much as this person, so I put him here to open. Right. And he sold 45 tickets, and I was like, bro, like next time I'm putting you further up, because I mean the goal is to keep people in the building. Right. So if they're leaving after you, then my venue just cut in half. Right. So I'll push you further up, but yeah, people would rather just have a number associated with their name instead of like actual, legit plays. And it's all because of social media, like it's a fake facade that everyone puts on, and everybody does it to some extent. Yeah. But I think with music, it's just like it's extreme.
Do you feel like you focus at all on social media, or you just like try to genuinely just focus on your craft? Like, because I feel like even me, like I'll go back and forth. There's moments where like I'm like, okay, let me just post this, you know, just to see how it does or whatever. But
most of my social media is like DJ flyers or like show flyers, and then like videos of my daughter. And it's like, or like I'll post something and then I'll like type a caption over the story, and then I'll post it, and my wife's like, you spelled that wrong, and I was like, oh well.
I hate when I do that. Sorry, I did that yesterday.
Too late. I do it like literally every day. And I'll reread it like 4 times, and then I'll still post it wrong, and I'm like, whatever.
Then forget to tag somebody or location, all these politics.
I always forget to tag people.
Man.
But I never do it right too. It's like everyone's like, you gotta send it to me this way, and I'm like, I don't get what you're saying. Send it to you what way? They're like, well, if you send it this way, I could repost it. And I was like, well, it's too late now. Just screenshot it.
I was gonna say screenshot it and make it happen.
Yeah. But yeah, I try not to like really like focus on social media as much as other artists, just because if you know me and you want to listen to my music, you'll find me. Yeah. And then if you see me at a show, you'll find me.
It's just crazy because it's like the stars back in the day, they didn't have to worry about this. Michael Jackson didn't have Instagram. Yeah. Whitney Houston didn't have my Instagram. But now it's like people want to follow you. They want to like. They want to engage. So it's like.
But the other thing too is like, okay, you listen to my music, you like my music, you listen to it, right? But also I'm doing so many other things besides just like rapping. So, I mean, the Bang Energy takes a lot of my time. And so I'm doing Bang Energy, Bang Hard Seltzer, and Vooz is their other brand. So I'm doing those 3. They also own like Redline, but I haven't done any music for them yet. But basically, streams don't pay that much. But someone's contracting you to work for their company, I'm going to focus my time over there. And I don't care if you listen to it because it's not for you, it's for their ads. When they use my music, they take my name off of it. And it's in my contract that when I make the music, they accept it, they approve it, my name gets wiped off and it says by Bang Hard Seltzer, by Bang Energy. And as an artist and producer, you have to be cool with that. That you're not always doing things for you, you're doing things, you're working for a company now. Right. And I lost the question again.
Well, that just made me think like what we were talking about earlier with just like the ego. I feel like someone with a big ego wouldn't be able to see the vision in that because they'd be like, no, my name needs to be on this. Like, I need for people to know that I'm in this. Whereas someone like you who's like just the facilitator and so down to just be a part of the process, you know, I feel like that's why you have the success that you do.
I think a lot of it too comes from trial and error. I know when I first started doing like the first songs, I was making like these songs like, oh, this song is a banger, I love this song. And then my wife's like,
it's a banger.
Don't do that. That was an accident. She'd be like, they don't want, she's like, you gotta think like this is for like an ad. It's not for the radio. So like take out that, change that. And I was like, you don't know what you're talking about. And I sent it. And then they emailed me back and they were like, take off the things my wife said. And I was like, all right. So now she listens to all of them after. But she went to school for marketing, so she knows that.
See? Come on.
And she has her own business where she markets it very successfully. Yes. So she knows like what people are looking for. Right. And I was like, this sounds good musically. It just didn't sound good for like Instagram. It was too busy for like an ad. So.
I was thinking, because that made me think about when I wrote the song for Uber. And at first I was like, just went in like with my little Uber rap. And he's like, well, if you want this to be a commercial, like you need to like completely
dumb it down,
change your voice. And so in the beginning, people were like, is that you? Because I sound just so high. Like, so I don't know, that made me think of that when you said that. Like you have to adapt to whatever it is that you're doing. Yeah, so you got your EP going, we got Bang, we have these shows. Like, what else do you feel like 2022 has in store for you?
So we're working on a new EP with AT called Hell of a EP 2.
Yeah, my bad. I feel like you keep mentioning him.
Yeah.
Like, is this like your...
So we met, he was... So my thing is opportunities, right? Yeah. So if you have an opportunity to work with somebody that's going to reach a whole new audience, do it. So I wasn't doing music, and I was sitting on this beat for a long time, and then AT was following me. He didn't have a lot of Instagram followers at the time. We're pretty much even. And he followed me. I followed him back. I listened to his music. I liked it. so I hit him up. I was like, hey, I got this song. Did you want to jump on it? And he's like, hey, I'm on a cruise right now. I'll listen to it when I get home. And then he emailed me back and he was like, as soon as I get home, I'm recording this. Like, this song is like crazy. It was produced by, so most of the music I produce myself. This one I got from a producer named Cuddy on the beats. He's done songs for like YG and like Snow the Product, a lot of big artists he's done music for. And we linked up on Facebook randomly. And he sent me that beat. And so AT loved it. He jumped on it. We shot a video for it. And then literally like every few months we do music together. And he's become more of like a, like we've learned a lot from each other. But he's become more of like just like an artist. I was just like, I did a collaboration with, become like family. Like we go to each other's like parties. He's at my mom's house. He knows my parents. He will text, I saw your mom at Winco. And like, we're just really, yeah. It's really just like, we just been working together and we do shows together. Like he's always going right before me on shows. I'm going right before him on shows. We got tons of music out together. So we just, we're working on projects together. I got For You and For Us that I hopefully finish pretty soon. And I got another one called Tanagram. So my logo.
Tanagram?
Yeah, so I worked with this company called SoundByte Studios. And it was a lawyer. It's all about people like you know and what they're doing now. So this guy I knew in high school, we were doing music together. He went to law school and disappeared and stopped doing music with us. And then he came back and he was like, hey, I started this company. It's called SoundByte Studios. We trademark your name. We make like a logo for you. We trademark that. Are you interested? And I was like, yeah, I'm interested. So he like custom made me this logo and it's an H. It's an H, but it's made out of Tanagram pieces. And he's like, the reason why we did this, because he sat down, you have like a 2-hour meeting and he's like picking your brain. And I was like, I'm really into 90s. I like this. And he's like, let me stop you there. He's like, I look at you and you're not dressed like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I'm not going to make you a 90s logo. It doesn't make any sense. And he's like, you're a DJ, you're a producer, you're a rapper. He's like, you have all these different pieces in the music industry. You do so much. It's like a Tanagram puzzle, like putting it together to make you. And so he made my logo out of an H out of Tanagrams. And so that's my logo. And so that's the next big project I want to work on is called Tanagram. And it's going to be all the different styles I like. So there might be like some reggae, some Afro beats, but me like rapping all the different styles I do. And then what I'm really trying to do is incorporate every song. And this came from the Roots. The Roots and Erykah Badu did this a long time ago, where they had like 3 songs in a row that there was an element from each song that was in the next song. So this one I'm gonna do, that's every song's gonna tie. So it might be the drum pattern from this song is the drum pattern for the next song, just maybe a different tempo. But that sample is also gonna be in the next song, but just worked a little differently. So each song's gonna tie together like a puzzle, like a Tanagram puzzle. So that's gonna be the next big long one that I work on for 30 years, and then because I'll rework. Me and AT talk about this all the time. We'll like make a song and then we work it like 15, 20 times until we're like, okay, I like that. So one thing I learned from Brother Ali was he talked about in his last EPs, he was like, make music and just put it out. He's like, if it's not perfect, who cares? Because you're gonna put something else out later on. He's like, it's gonna be great and the audience is gonna love it. He's like, but you hold yourself to such a high standard that it's never gonna be perfect in your eyes. He's like, but if you show somebody, they were like, this song is crazy. But to you, you're like, I could have done this differently. And he's like, who cares? Just do it. So that's the new like mentality. It's just get it to where it's really, really good and everyone's gonna love it. But there might be like a little thing that like, I could have done that better. But I'm not gonna focus all my attention to make that one thing better. I'm just gonna put it out.
So you just feel like just putting it out, like do you, because I was having this conversation with someone the other day, like do you feel like you should promote it on Instagram and like, create this buzz or just drop it?
Well, I think so. Back to everyone's attention span being not that long.
Yeah.
If you promote it for like weeks, no one cares. Like.
Yeah.
And then people are gonna start going through your story and just like clicking through it, and they're gonna be like, "This guy's posting the same thing over and over." So if you just drop it and be like, "Hey, this is out now," links in my bio, blah blah blah, people are gonna listen, and then they start posting it. When they start reposting it is when it really matters. But if you're just reposting the same thing over and over again, no one cares. But to have like a whole team behind you like reposting it, and now everyone's like, "Man, that person posted that. I gotta listen to this."
That's
now.
when it changes.
But if you can't, if it's not tangible, it doesn't really matter to anybody right now. now.
Yeah.
So if I put out an EP and everyone's like, oh, this EP's dropping, I'm like,
drop it.
Where is it? Yeah, drop it. We're like, oh, it's not done yet. Well, then stop talking about it. Talk about what you're doing right now.
Right. Okay.
So,
don't come for me. No, I'll drop it.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean.
That's a good point, because I feel like sometimes you'll just wait. So I'm the type of person where I'll wait so long to like the right time, or no, I have to do all this, I have to do all that, and then by that time I don't even.
I think the trends change so fast now that you have to just like do it.
Yeah.
And get it to where it's really good and you like it, and you're happy with it. May not be perfect, but you're happy with it.
Yeah.
And put it out, because otherwise, you're gonna wait and then it's not gonna be in style anymore.
Yeah. I feel that. Wow. Well, this has been awesome. I don't know what to say here, but just cut this out. I'm so excited, like, just to have you here.
Yeah, it was really fun.
You know, I just feel like I feel like I've known you.
Yeah.
For a while. I just feel like I'm just chilling here, sitting with one of my friends. So yeah, look forward to the EPs coming out soon. We're not gonna put any time limits on it.
Eventually.
Work is creative process.
Yeah.
But yeah, where can we find more of your music?
So I'm everywhere on all streaming platforms.
Okay.
HYMNN period. 2 N's and a period.
Logo on his shirt.
I do.
Come on.
The actual logo's on the back.
Do you have more merch?
I do. I actually brought some merch with me, and I'll give you a shirt before we leave.
Come on.
Yeah. And then actually CitySound and Hippie Life did my shirts, my new shirt run that I just did.
Okay.
But yeah, on all streaming platforms, him with period, 2 N's and a period, and then follow me on social media at OMG. That's HYMNN.
Wait, before we end, where'd you come up with that name? Him. Where'd that name come from?
It was so annoying. This is why I say everyone needs to trademark their names.
Okay.
Because I was going by That's Him, all one word. THATSHYMN. And that's what I was rocking with.
Right.
We did Get It Too. I went to post it after I've always been DJing with that name for like 5-6 years. That was my DJ name. Some guy linked to JoJo, the singer from like the early 2000s.
Oh, JoJo?
Yeah.
Get out.
She reposted one of his songs, and his name was That's Him, and then he blew up with like 2 million streams, and I was like, oh. So I couldn't put my songs out because it would be linked to his Spotify every time. Every single time. So I had to change it, so I went to change it to him, but then there was too many artists by the name of him, and I was like, okay, so I put 2 N's, and that was there. I was like, okay, period, and that's gonna be it. So I did him with 2 N's and a period, and no one had that, so then I was like, we're good now.
Come on.
So that's why everyone needs to trademark their names, because someone's gonna take your name.
Dang.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
It's gonna happen. If you don't do it, someone else will.
Oh man, that's crazy. Okay, well, I feel like it's time. Okay. This has been so cool.
Yeah.
I'm just excited.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for being here.
I might sit down for the first one. I might stand up. This one's called For Me. It's not my new project. It's the intro.
Oh my God, that's him.
Watch your back and watch your running with you. I trust my gut like I got stomach issues. Ain't talking money less the funds is with you. I'm eating competition like some tiramisu. Who on next is gonna be a minute. You talking game time, to me this just a scrimmage. I see the limits, then I push the limits. You the GOAT, baby boy, you must be kidding. These punchlines fly right past me. And I ain't even start rapping. Grip the mic like I'm about to lose traction. Y'all gon' never catch me slacking. This intro too smooth with it. I know just what to do with it. Give him 16, then I cut it off. This is for me, watch me set it off. Once again, guys, thanks for coming. I really appreciate you guys showing up today. It means a lot. Thank you, Josh, for having me. Class Julian, Chico Beats, Sunday Morning Vibes. I appreciate it.
Stack the seconds like a broke ass stopwatch. I'ma keep it real, use a knockoff. About to mess this game up, dog. This shit too easy, hit that pause, dog, and up the mission. Been doing this for some time and I don't plan on quitting. Wanna last around these rappers like this the Olympics. I've been training for a minute when y'all plan to show up. I've been standing right here, so tell me what's the hold up. What's the plan now? Y'all waiting on a handout? Y'all good in real life or only Instagram now? I'm turning every enemy into a fan now. Just hit record, we gon' see how this pans out. Yeah. Like I said, I don't really put hooks on a lot of things, so enjoy the silence. I made a whole EP without a hook though. If you a king, why you moving like a rook though? Get in the studio, I'm chefing like I cook though. Give them an inch, but they asking for a foot though. They on some shit that make Pop embarrassed. Y'all do the same thing, sound like a parrot. I'm on some other shit, I'm good with it, y'all can check the merit. I'm trying to work in Belize and vacay in Paris. I used to rap inside some empty venues. Now corporations paying me to rap about their menus. Watch you get a little clout and see the praises send you. Then I knew you had it, new type of shit is what I don't attend to. It's funny, they see you win, then they do a circle. I'm focused on that cream until that cream curdle. I should quit rapping cause these commercials pay more. Then I hear the beat and you ain't gotta say more. That was called For Me. It's off my project For Me. It's named Chuck.
Yeah.
Was that your daughter? Oh my god, that's it.
Oh, no, that's not her. But she's on one of my songs. That was before she was born. She wants to do another one. She's been on a couple songs.
I was like, oh.
This one's called The Lecture. It's also off For Me. It's probably my favorite one off that album, besides the intro. I came for the lecture. Wise words from the professor. He said, don't fold under pressure, get knocked down and get up. That ain't nothing but a hiccup, karma come back around like a tether. Pick your shit up and keep moving. Don't talk about it, do shit. Don't nobody make it in music unless you got a whole movement. Set your goals and don't lose it. You're gonna be something, bitch, prove it. Still it ain't enough. In this game you gotta be tough. They gon' hate behind the screen, they don't give a no big ups or backpacks. And when you die they read back stats. And your kid gon' get that back tax. Your grandkids gon' miss granddad. So invest all the cash in your backpack. Hurry up and do it all again. Hurry up and do it all again. Yeah. You get the bag and then repeat. If you got it locked down, then you got it like me. I'm like Moses when I part the seas. I'ma give it to you straight with no parentheses. Get the bag and then repeat. If you got it locked down, then you got it like me. I'm like Moses when I part the seas. I'ma give it to you straight, no parentheses. That song's called The Lecture. It's track 3 off my EP For Me. That's probably my favorite one. I didn't put a second verse on it because I feel like the first verse was just too strong. I didn't want to mess something up. A lot of my songs only have intros, verses, maybe a hook, till I think it's enough. I don't feel like there's a length of time or an amount of bars you can put in a song. If it's enough, it's enough. I think this one's Mikey's favorite. I'll stand for this one. This one's called No Hook. It's the closing song of my EP. No hook on this bitch, just gas when I cooked on this shit, no electric. This might be my best shit, you ain't heard my next shit, I ain't even flexing. I write songs like a girl and we texting. Too fast with the fingers, the flow be the meanest. They say your boy is a genius. No cap, Mr. Clean, but the flow is the cleanest. And I ain't even started rapping yet, trying to get some shit off my chest and just warm up. They like, man, he done warned us. If you looking for a bro, man, you get torn up. Cause I'm I'm the best in my city, Septown, and I don't back down, I'm not going hands down. My stock going up, and I act now, check the facts now, DJ, bring me back now. Damn, no third verse, but the next came to me like the first. Quick with it, the boy's still quick with it. If you feeling for a hit, here's a fix with it. This shit hit different. You never even heard this flow. The rhyme scheme by itself might hold the zone. I'ma take a seat back on my golden throne. I thought I told you, bro. The boy is dope, like lights, camera, action. Labels already passed him. Now who asking? Cause I'm back like Kim K's back in. That's big shit, I ain't even know some rich shit. Don't get it twisted, but I hear him with a twisted T. Like bitch, it's me, laughing at him like, boy, you should've been listening. More gas, no breaking. I want the cheese and the bread and the bacon. The world is mine for the taking, so I'ma take it, let's face it. Doing big things, if you want that bullshit, better miss me. Make it count, go chi-ching. The neck go bling bling. I'm tryna buy a house for my siblings. That's a ball by itself. Ain't like I got nothing left, but we don't need nothing else. Thank you. That one gets everyone like, okay, alright. Now we're getting into it.
Right.
Ooh, forgot this one's next. This one's called They Don't Want You Till They Need You. It's the EP off my last one, For You. I think this is a good venue for this one. They don't want you till they need you. 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 They talk behind your back, but give you dap when they see you. First off, the cops that killed Breonna Taylor. If I didn't say it now, I would've said it later. I feel a little training would've saved her. If you ask me, the court system played her. The dudes that killed alive. You can't tell me dude is doing something wrong. Don't look at me and tell me that I can't jog. If you mad at these bars, go write about it in your blog. My shoes will be walking, your fingers meant for Twitter. Someone tell me why they didn't cancel Michael Richards. Seinfeld syndicated, they messing up Lando. And they wonder why we protesting, dressing on camera. Mask on, they rip my mask off. Looking at the stars, I swear that I'll blast off. Some rappers fake as they come, I swear they won't last long. And I'm sprinting to the finish, I swear that I'm that strong. And if you ask me, our days are numbered. Before the light shines through, we gotta have the thunder. I keeps it a buck, go ask my mother. They don't want me till you need me, ain't got a mother.
Better. Come on.
This one's probably one of my favorite ones I've written ever. It's called Theo's Theory. The original version didn't have any drums or anything. When I do it live, I put some live drums over it. Originally, it was written off a Dell track, but I couldn't post it because it's a Dell song. Right. Wasting time like, where did my days go? Lately I've been on some shit like I should probably lay low. There's something about your love, it's unmatched and nearly fatal. I give a penny for your thoughts, if mine ain't worth the peso. But that's irrelevant, beauty damn near heaven sent it, damn near, cause God would've been a fool to lose you. I'd be a fool to say I shouldn't choose you. At times I do some things that's way too true. Sometimes I do some things that aren't me and they're way too you. I live my days through you, vicariously. The thought of you with me, it's scary to me. It's been a long day, let's get you home. To the house on the side of the cliff by the ocean. The fog goes in, you really don't see shit, but windows open. Your body warmth is warmer than a comforter, I'm comfortable. Hold on, if I gave you the sweat off my back, would I be less of a Huxtable? Theo's Theory. It's getting late and I'm feeling weary. You fear love with no reason to fear me. All I need in my life is to have you near me. Theo's Theory. Theo's Theory. didn't have a second verse, but when I dropped the album, I wanted to put another verse on it. Feelings don't die, they only get stronger. I'm a king, got a queen, no kill longer. Days get shorter and nights get longer. I'll forever be at your side, 2 fingers high, scouts on her. Nothing farther from the truth than saying the one ain't you. I've been coast to coast until the same ring true. I take a sample of your voice, put that thing on the loop, make the illest speech you ever heard with a legal cue. And let the world know you be still waiting for somebody to yell, come on, smooth. And the single man could have been yours for the choosing, but you chose me. So who need a rhyme? I've been thinking from time to time, but leaving you don't cross my mind, cause you might ride on. So what we gonna ride for? Deus theory. Deus theory. Deus theory. Ooh, we're getting into the thick of it now. The next one's rougher, so get ready. This next one's called Dear Daughter, hasn't been out yet. So we'll see if we can get through it all the way. Dear daughter, good riddance. This ain't the world I meant for you to live in. I didn't plan for this and damn sure your mama didn't. I know you don't understand, but one day you'll listen. And when those words echo, raise a fist and stand tall. Nobody will steal your life. No one can stop your shine. Stay strong, don't take flight. No matter what you fear, don't fear what's inside. You got a mighty voice. If somebody take your mic, you better check them. Some people gotta learn their lesson. Some will stand by you, but others you can't let in. But check it, sometimes daddy gotta step in. And they gon' learn daddy ain't wanna be messed with. So hold your head up high. You can do anything, girl, touch the sky. When it comes down to it, I'll be by your side. We gon' ride as long as I'm still alive, dear daughter. Dear daughter. I said, dear daughter. Dear daughter. Dear daughter, some people just mean. They would rather hate you than see you succeed. They didn't listen to their heart, so they step on your dreams. And when they're looking sideways, give them that lean back. Don't react unless it's necessary. I know this world is scary. Your happiness may vary. Nothing about you is ordinary, because you're extraordinary. You make me so proud. I wanna scream it so loud. To grow before my eyes is so wild. Since the day you were born, I never outgrew this smile. My heart forever you're a part in. My love for you only grows from where it started. I hold your hand till I've departed. You are my favorite plant inside the garden. Told you that was enough.
God.
This one's rough, but in a different way. This one's called Breathe. I wrote this when all the protests were going on. And that's my daughter's voice in the background. She made it to the album. He can't breathe, we gotta breathe for him. He can't speak, now we gotta speak for him. If these walls could talk, they would scream, stop the violence, but don't be silent. Do you hear the warnings? Flash bangs and rubber bullets, they scar two. Two cuffs around one man won't heal our wounds. We need reform, we need peace more. Love and compassion is what we need to see more. For years saying that's one thug, not all of us. Now the cops like, that's one thug, not all of us. He ain't a part of us, and I will kneel with you. I know these times are tough, but I'ma heal with you. I will march and lose my job over it. Cause last time, no one lose their job over it. We are not over it. That could've been my kid, my mom, my dad for walking on the wrong corner, shit. How many could've died on camera? How many died with their hands up? If you a good cop, stand up, kneel with us, mourn with us, ask for more with us. More change, more equality, I gave him my all. You can't get more out of me. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And the only thing that changes is the face behind the fire. But this is the type of movement they don't want us to build. The pain might subside, but the wounds don't heal. You become a little more numb till you can't feel. These are the type of words that might get you. This song is off one of my first solo projects called This Is Not a Coaster. It's a two-parter, but I'm gonna give you guys the first part. It's called Miss Me Like I Miss You. It's not written by anybody in particular. I just thought it was cool. Getting twisted like it's no problem. Just twisted that tip off the crown bottle. Yeah. I knew I should've ran into the stone, but instead I came home now, drowning in my own sorrows. Bad life decisions, driving home like I hope I made the right decisions. So I stop at every yellow light, cause I don't wanna see those lights, so I obey all the speed limits. Waiting for that I need you text, but why the hell did I ever leave you text? This ain't no pity song, but it's been weighing on my heart, I just needed it to leave my chest. Do you miss me like I miss you? Could true love be true? A few times life knocked me off my feet, but if I learn one thing, hearts break with the beats, for real. I thought instead of a hook on that one, I put in a little beat break to accentuate the hearts break with the beats. This is the intro off that same album. This Is Not a Coaster. I like doing this one. It's one of my wife's favorite ones that I wrote. I really enjoy making intros because I think they bring the whole album in. They kind of set you up for what you're about to listen to. So this one I wanted to leave in like the noises of like me walking into the studio. You hear my footsteps on the album version. You hear a door opening and closing, and it really sets the stage for me to start rapping on the song. And I liked it. My wife liked it, and I knew she liked it because I saw it on her Instagram story when I was recording it. This is the part she loves. I won't sing it because I have my effect on it. So once again, guys, I thank you for coming out. Y'all don't see the Godfather. Only got one goal, gotta be as fly as my father. Generation Y, still screaming out why bother. Trying to blow like 5 martyrs. Bruce Willis wouldn't die harder. You a fireman, I'm a fire starter. See you trying, man, better try harder. You lying, man, thinking I ain't no lying, man. Somebody tell some dad gonna die tomorrow. Somebody don't know you the king tomorrow. No time to sing your sorrows. Pick your head up, it won't change a thing tomorrow. This one for my family. This one for my girl. I know sometimes y'all get mad at me, but together we'll conquer the world. You're good. So I thought, for this show, since I did the intro to my first album, I think I should do the outro. This song is called This Is Not a Coaster. It's the title track and the outro to my first album. This is not a fucking coaster, set 'em up. knock 'em over. All the shit I do for Drew that didn't rhyme, I just had to say it. Now I'm color between these lines, with lyrics and instrumentals drew. They told me it's what I had to do, started freshman year in that classroom. Whiskey sipping, writing lyrics, where the hell I leave my coaster? Too deep for the title track. Sorry mom, I wasn't sober, wasted education, but I got a piece of cardstock. They should have taught me useful things like what to do when your heart stops, like what to do when your funds low, when your cousin higher than his self-esteem. But when you were having suicidal thoughts, I shot myself in my last stream. I felt the warmth of that cold steel, skip the track if I'm too real. Matter of fact, you can skip the album if I change one life, that's positive outcome. I put my crown down, but won't give it to y'all favorite rappers. Put my glass of crown down on the album of y'all favorite rappers, yeah. I'm about to bubble like it's baking soda, 2 fingers high, Generation Y, this is not a coaster. I'm about to bubble like it's baking soda. Still it's not a fucking coaster, set 'em up, then knock 'em over. All this shit I do for Drew that didn't rhyme, just had to say it. Proud to say that I almost made it. I put out these records now, win the lose. At times I felt like the world was jaded. Now I feel like I got something to prove. Whiskey sipping, writing lyrics. Where the hell I leave my coaster? Waiting for the crowd now. I fill my cup, it runneth over. Got a team, gotta run you over. Say the word, I got some soldiers that beat. Got a kick like Tekken, tell DJ Khaled we taking over. Ooh-wee, they say we killing them. Hit them with that whoopsie Mortal Kombat type finish. I'm street fighting when I'm Blanca. Take off my chakras, lay into them. Hit them with those metaphors and synonyms. They're like, what is this that got into one motivation at its finest? Bow to your highest, I was kin to him. Are you listening? I'm about to bubble like it's baking soda, 2 fingers high, Generation Y, this is not a coaster. That was the outro of my one of my first projects. One of my first solo projects. This song is it's called Okay. This one was produced by Cuddy on the beat. The rest of the songs have been produced solely by me. But he sent me this one with this Kehlani sample. I mean, another artist, Class, got on this one. So I'll give you guys my verse. Y'all don't get me like a riddle. I see you cheating, then call you double dribble. I shoot my shot like a motherfucking missile. Top tier, you Malcolm in the middle. You barely OKAY. I'm the answer like AI and I. Hustle even in daytime, I mean since I was like yay high. I knew it'd be okay if I commit to it. Messed up a few times, I'll admit to it. Depression got worse, dog, I've been through it. Dedication, hard work, it's always been music. Got out when I thought there was no way. I can't go back to the old days. I'm a giant like O'Shea, don't worry about the boys, we okay, so we say. So there's been 2 songs I haven't produced the beats for. It's this one and a song they with AT called Get It Too. And then a project we worked on, a hell of an EP. Me and AT split the production. I did 2 beats, he did 2 beats. But it was 3 and 3. We split it in half. I got one more for you guys. So I like to end shows, and then the next show I like to start off with the same song, so they all tie in together. My last show, Root of Happiness, I started with this song, so I thought I would end it here. I just mixed that copper. Shout out to my rosters. This that shit y'all waiting on. Filet mignon and lobster. Grandma cooking pasta. She know how I like it. This that type of filthy shit. Now all of y'all invited. I can tell that you're excited, cause I cannot see your eyelids, baby girl. Don't fight it, just embrace it. Let some life in. Can you see that sun is shining? Reflecting on your smile. Miss those Sundays when we rested. Haven't had one in a while. Slow melodic intros. Shout out to my kinfolk. I just burned some incense, poured some wine, so let's stay in though. What the hell did we get into? Why can't life just be more simple? What the hell did we get into? Why can't life just be